Hello, LinkedIn Network. This is Dr. Mike Morgan with another episode of the Humin Link, starring Justin. Justin, how you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for
Justin
having me on
Woo.
here.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's your official. That's your official Human Link.
Yeah, for sure.
Hand signal. Hey, Justin, why don't you actually? You know what? First, I'm going to say that. Justin, I've reached out to him. He's a super busy guy. He's a super creative and just awesome person. I could tell this from his profile. And I want you guys to go check out his profile because the material that he has on there is just incredible. You can print it out, you can put it up on your wall, and every single time you think about how to market your product or your service effectively or your brand, you can look at this as kind of the Holy Grail or the Bible on how to do it. So Justin, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Awesome. So, I'm a growth hacker, growth marketer. In the previous past, probably 10 plus years, I've been a startup founder of different projects. Some of them like a video startup, got invested by Warner Brothers, went through the Warner Brothers Accelerator. Other ones have just been kind of like angel-backed, VC-backed companies, various levels of success, failures, and then also too, my early times, I also built a marketing agency catered for the real estate and car dealership, automotive car dealers. And so, it's been a mix of my whole background, and I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, and in LA now. But what I've learned through my whole career is, as a founder, you can build a company, but if nobody knows about it and you don't have any traction, then it doesn't really matter. that's straight facts. And then also too, like I started growing companies at a time where funding, since I wasn't in the Bay Area, funding was like non-existent, especially in Seattle, a very risk-averse city. So that taught me to be kind of more like a scrappy, guerrilla style marketing. And then the term growth hacking came out. I was like, oh, hey, that's me. It's been a combination of utilizing data, with software and understanding the business use cases in combination, all to help generate high amounts of growth in a very experimental and systematic way where you're compounding small wins and stack together, what I call stacking growth, and pushing it to the true north of growth and being very meticulous about that. And so, I've done the whole startup run, and I got kind of like, tired out from that. I just want to take a little break and just focus more on like building revenue generating businesses. And so that's where I founded Growthly, growth.ly, my growth marketing agencies, to help businesses with their growth marketing strategies, help personal brands come out to light as well. And now, heavily focusing on both crowdfunding, like Kickstarter launches, and cryptocurrency launches.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like just to boil all that down into like a few words, this guy right here is super smart, and give him a shout because we were talking offline, and he is a really intelligent guy. I knew that right from the start. All right, let's jump in here feet first. Describe to me your ideal client.
Yeah, so I did start out with helping kind of like the early stage startups, and like literally like early stage from angel funded to beyond, and it's not necessarily ideal for a growth hacker or growth marketer to come in at that stage. I know that every founder wants a growth hacker because they want magical, like up to the right growth.
Right.
But both the expectations and reality, there's a mismatch in there because a lot of early stage ideas, they don't have they still need to build the product, and they don't have, it's a balance between product and marketing and growth. In reality, they need to find product market fit before hitting the go button for launch growth. Right. So my focus has been heavily more so on the little bit later stage when somebody really needs to help scale their actual business because they actually have generating revenue. They found a little bit closer to product market fit, but they need to push a little more levers of experimentation and growth. So it's in between when they're either close to raising their first Series A or beyond, or if they didn't raise money, it's more of a actually like post-revenue type of business that they actually have a business that's unoptimized or not fully digital or not in every single channel in digital.
Nice. That's a great answer. I think that's a really great space to be in because it's kind of beyond, the early stages of the startup, but like kind of right in that
Yeah.
sweet spot?
And, and truthfully, it's, again, like I know that every founder in the early stages wants a growth hacker, growth marketer to run them, but the reality is the founders and founding team themselves has to roll up the sleeves and
Right.
do a lot of the dirty work for growth to get it to the next phase. You can dump all the money you want, but it's going to burn in and eat up into your development costs and getting your product out there, right? And so there's definitely tactics to get that done, but it's not, ideal for any growth hacker, because any founder that will go hire growth hacker, your expectations like, oh, I need the lowest cheap amount of cost for growth, and then that there's only a couple real growth hackers I know, and out of the whole, like, for my whole time being out there in the marketing space, and most of them can't generate growth from thin air. Like, if you could, if anybody could, like, then yeah, that's
So basically, you're like the big poppy, the David Ortiz of
yeah.
growth hacking. Like, you come in there at, as a designated hitter and like smack the ball out of the park. So
Yeah,
totally.
And you hear a lot of these unicorns or sensationalist articles, the BuzzFeed style articles. Some people make millions overnight. Like, the reality is that there's a lot of stuff stacking before they either were in the right position to do that, they had the right connections, and there's always levers behind those stories that usually generate those growth. Or maybe it's timing too, but like, it's not something that can be repeatable, because if it was repeatable, then there would be a lot of Airbnbs and Ubers out there,
Right.
And so you can look at the models and be inspired by it, but put yourself back grounded in reality, where you might have to just do the very traditional, strong fundamental marketing and growth.
Yeah, set your expectations accordingly.
Yep.
Okay, last question here, specifically written for you, actually. If you could give advice to anyone on LinkedIn looking to growth hack their brand, product, or service, what would that advice be?
It would definitely come down to content marketing now, like just creating this video here or writing. Based on the big algorithm changes in LinkedIn, it allows you to go kind of viral now and reach more people. And so phase one would be writing, and writing constantly, consistently, and find your writing style, experiment with it, look at what other people are doing, see how much life you're getting, and start matching people's styles. What I would say is to kind of be open and transparent of, a lot of people are sharing little emotional stories, which is great. That's not necessarily my style. I like to tell more of like actual founder tactical stuff. And so that's my style too. So we all start, I used to make an excuse that I suck at writing, but the reality is that it doesn't matter if you suck or not. You're either going to hire a writer or you're going to do it yourself. You just got to go do it. Same thing with me getting in front of a camera on Snapchat. I hated that. I'm more of an introvert naturally, but like, if nobody's going to do it, then only you can do it. You either pay or you do it yourself. So you have to get over that barrier.
I'm a firm believer too. Like, learn those skills early yourself, and then once you've kind of gotten a baseline, then go hire people.
Iterate from there, and then later on, if you want to get like a writer like Gary Vee or other people, then you can do that. But until you have that capital and money, then you got to do it yourself.
Right.
And then one other point I'll say too is just is engaging with people, because I think a lot of people are just doing one-way street type of stuff where they're creating content. But you should be going and find people in your space using the search function. If you're doing something on the blockchain, find people on the blockchain. If you're finding CMOs, connect with CMOs. And then anybody that comments on your thread or other people's threads, click connect. You want to keep building up that, increase your reach, so that your content gets more seen and has more chance to go viral.
No, that's a really good piece of advice. Like, simple, actionable, but minimal input, maximum output.
Exactly, and it's completely free, and it's a good skill set to have overall.
Well, listen, Justin, again, it was such a great pleasure to finally have you on the show. I'm super impressed with you. I think you've got a lot of knowledge and experience, and I can't wait for people to learn more about you through this video. Everybody stay tuned to the next episode of The Human Link. And until then, peace. Bye-bye, everybody.